Okay, I don't want you to get me wrong. I know I'm late to this party. This is a game that released in 2021, 2017, 2016, 2013. Alright, apparently this game was released in 2011 and I am just getting around to playing it. How that's possible, I'm not exactly sure. I've been told it sold a decent amount of copies and was a little bit popular. But seeing as when Skyrim released, I wasn't a conscious human being, I'm gonna have to give myself a pass. But now that I am an 18-year-old guy with unrestricted access to the internet and expendable income, I felt it was my duty as a man to experience this game at least once in my life. Kind of like how a Viking would have to murder a man before he was classified as a warrior. Except for chronically online gamers. So let's just hop onto Steam and grab this game really quick. I'm sure it's not too expensive seeing as it's older than most middle schoolers. Holy fuck, the cheapest version is $40. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Quick little update, that joke about me pirating the game was a joke. I actually bought it on sale on g2a.com for $13, but as soon as I finished my playthrough, Bethesda decided to put the game on sale on Steam for $8. The entire company of Bethesda and all of their employees could be teleported to hell, and they would still find a way to fuck with me from the afterlife. Now let's launch this game! I hope you really like the menu music, because when you first load in, it will be the only thing you hear for the next 3 days! Anyway, once you start the game, you're introduced to a bunch of people tied up with you called the Stormcloaks. Now, these are the kind of people I like to call mom's new boyfriend, because you don't know if they're bad or good. You don't really know their intentions. You just know they're here for your mom, and you're not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Because, like, you love your mom, and you want her to be happy and, like, successful and, like, have a relationship because she's an adult, and adults have relationships. But at the same time, like, her ex was kind of an asshole, but, like, her new boyfriend is, like, buying you a TV and, like, taking you out to nice dinners and, like, makes your mom laugh and is happy, so, like, you're really conflicted. This analogy is getting out of hand, but all you have to know is the Stormcloaks are your mom's new boyfriend, and the Imperials, the ones currently in rule over Skyrim, are your mom's ex-boyfriend, who, like, wasn't that bad, he just wasn't amazing, and your mom needed a change. Also, in this example, your mom is Skyrim. Also, Skyrim is, like, this whole place. Are we all caught up? Alright. So, once the intro that we've all seen more than MILFs on Pornhub is over, you're sentenced to execution. I'm not exactly sure why. I thought I was paying pretty good attention, but the only thing illegal they said I did was try and cross a border. Now, I'm not an expert on medieval punishment. I get they, like, executed you for sneezing too close to the king, but this seems a little excessive. Now, this is the first time I got to scroll through Skyrim's character customization screen, and I expected it to be pretty similar to the past Fallouts. That was until I kept scrolling and came across a humanoid fucking cat creature. I then continued looking through the menu and came across this, I don't know how to describe this, a lizard person? And you don't have to tell me. I already know there is just so much porn made of this. With that horrifying realization over, I chose the cat girl for obvious reasons, then made the most fucked up face the game would allow me to make. Then I chose a name that befitted her appearance. So, a little bit of explaining, this guy is Ulfric Stormcock, the head, the tip of the Stormcloak Rebellion, that whole mom's new boyfriend I was explaining earlier. And the reason they're executing all of us here now is so they can end the rebellion and have the Imperials peacefully rule over Skyrim for the foreseeable future. But instead of, executing the head of the entire rebellion that is right there, they chose to start the execution with some random fucking dude and the cat girl they found in the woods. Why? I'm not sure. But this results in Bequeathius the plot dragon flying in and saving both me and Ulfric Stormcock. And after that, it's just fucking chaos. Everyone's like, oh, there's a fucking dragon attacking me, oh, I'm getting burned alive. But at the same time, half of the buildings are made of stone that I imagine can't be melted with fire, and the other half has underground tunnels you can just go into. So it seems kind of like a skill issue. Also, do you guys remember that dude that sentenced me to death quite literally 5 minutes ago? Well, now he's like, yo, hey, there's a dragon, so come over here. And, like, don't get me wrong, I know the enemy of my enemy is my friend when a fucking dragon attacks, But like, fuck you, dude. You literally just put me on the goddamn block. I continued following this asshole through generic Viking village ton and got ragdolled worse than Anne's cloth ass when Bequeathius decided to mob me all over the pavement. I witnessed probably the longest getting up animation I've ever seen in my entire life and then made my way underground. We killed a couple Stormcloaks and I was like a little goblin and like just grabbed all the shit off their body. If we're being honest with ourselves, some 15-year-old in 2012 definitely beat his shit to this game. Get out of my room, Mom! I am making sweet Nordic love right now! I looted a couple of minor healing potions, which are the only potions Dream uses. Then made my way into this cave, only to be met with giant fucking spiders. Can we not do this in every single fantasy game ever? I get they're kinda cool, but at the same time, this is just fucking gross. We continued further into the cave until Ragnar, or whatever his fucking Nordic name was, is like, yo, dude, there is a bear here, so just keep in mind, this is a bear, like, it will kill you, which is the video game equivalent of telling a 5-year-old not to press the big red button. So, like most men who are also wholeheartedly convinced they could kill a bear if they were given the chance, I whipped out my bow and one-tapped that fucker like the cat god I am. I made it out of the cave where Ragnar looked at me and was like, hey, I know I just tried killing you and all, but you're pretty cool, so come hang out with me at my uncle's. I thought that was kind of fucked up, so I quick saved and tried to kill him. Dude, get away! This is unfair! I'm sorry! After that, I just shut my mouth and started following him. We stopped at these funny looking glory holes and I chose the thief lifestyle because I'm scared of confrontation. Eventually, we made it to his uncle's house, where his uncle continued to thank me for saving his life from a dragon, which I didn't do, but because of the story he told himself, he allowed me to steal anything he owned that wasn't nailed down, so I'm not gonna argue. In this game, the way leveling works is just you use the shit you want to level up. So I took any opportunity I could find to get a little sneak shot off on any animals or enemies so I could level up my archery and my sneak skill. And I, assuming this was like all of the other animals, took a little sneaky little shot off on this chicken. Please stop! Stop! Get away! Stop! After that, I read this book that said Whiterun had maidens aplenty, so I dropped everything and hauled ass to Whiterun. Instead of being met with all the young maidens a young lad could ever want, I instead had to meet with the Jarl, who told me to talk to his fucking court wizard, which ended up in me in a cave fighting an even like a bigger version of the spiders earlier that I hated. I don't know. I went further into the cave until eventually I accidentally stepped on a pressure plate and there are fucking traps in this game! Continuing on, I learned how to summon these cute little wolf familiar things that kind of like attack other enemies and then disappear. Oh, silly wolf, you don't go there, you go on the ground. No! I didn't mean to. Please allow me to serenade this dog into the afterlife with my cover of See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth. It's been a long day where we forget, and I'll tell you all about it. See you again. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I wrote most of the script at 3 in the morning. I spent about 15 minutes just staring at this puzzle trying to comprehend the solution, only to realize that if you read this nerd's journal, it says to just look at the claw, and they're all in there. After that, this weird rock wall started talking to me like I was a schizo in a sanitarium, so I just went back to Whiterun. I walked inside and the Jarl was like, yo, by the way, buddy, I know you were a prisoner 5 minutes ago, but there's a fucking dragon in one of my fields, and you're gonna go help kill it. I was homeless literally like a couple hours ago. Why am I being tasked with killing a fucking dragon? I also don't know why my Norwegian accent is just like a really Canadian guy. Well, anyway, I'm off to kill a mythical beast known for being hard to kill. Never mind, it was concernably easy. Also, I'm apparently Dragonborn. Whatever the fuck that means. Last I checked, I was a cat. Now, someone in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I am 95.67% sure the first shout you learn is bar for bar the Roblox death noise. I can't unhear it. The Jarl was very thankful for my help killing the dragon, so he gave me this sick-ass battle axe, and... how do I phrase this? He gave me a woman. Is this a slave? Like, I don't want to make any assumptions, but I have a feeling she doesn't get to choose who she goes with. The Jarl also instructed me that I have to take the journey of 7,000 steps to go see these monk guys. Doesn't sound fun. On my way towards the monk castle, I ran into this cool looking cave. Unbeknownst to me, it was a vampire cave. Some highlights are me finding vampire dust, lobotomizing this guy with an arrow, and him proceeding to reanimate himself, and then me getting blasted into next Sunday by Master Vampire, or whatever his fucking name was, until every single ounce of blood in me was outside of me. This isn't fun! Eventually, I just gave up and ran past them outside the cave and up to the journey of 7,000 steps. Almost immediately, I got a pop-up saying, "You feel a strange thirst as the sun sets." Am I a fucking vampire now?
Don't come to my house or else I'll suck your dick, blood. I'll suck your blood.
I was also told the only thing I will encounter on my journey will be wolves.
That was a lie.
Because almost immediately I ran into a frost troll, which two-shots me, has 7,895 health, regenerates health, demolished my companion, and runs at the same speed as me, so I had to literally just continue all the way up into the mountain, or else he would just fucking dig his fingers inside me. Fuck me. When I made it into the castle, all they did was teach me a second part of the Roblox Death Shout and how to dash like Jet in Valorant. I made it back to the base of the mountain where I got jumped by these like dark elf cultist guys wearing admittedly sick ass armor, but they got fucking melted by the town guards, and I found this like note. Why am I doing this? I found a note on them that just said, go to Solstheim. I don't know where that is, so I just followed the marker on my compass. I very quickly got distracted because I saw this cool fort in the distance, and my goopy goblin gamer brain, as Nakey Jakey calls it, saw an opportunity for cool loot and experience. That was my last mistake, because this must have been the annual meeting of wizards who can and will turn you into fucking dust. Because there was a bunch of wizards who could and did turn me into fucking dust. It got so bad at one point I ran into a death save, where the game just repeatedly loaded me into a animation of my own corpse over and over again. Safe to say I loaded back to a previous game state where I wasn't getting violated by magicians like I was 10 years old again. Holy fuck, did I actually write that? Jesus. Look at this cute little fishing cabin I found. Oh, silly tiger, you don't live in there. It appears the silly tiger who lived here turned whoever previously lived here into mush. I took this bolt to Solstheim. Solstheim. I don't care. But it's apparently in Morrowind, which I thought was just the name of one of the other games. But seeing as this is called Skyrim, it all kind of makes sense now. But by the way, there will be a Tamriel geography test at the end of this video worth 80% of your final grade, so keep that in mind. To be completely honest with you, the entire section where I'm in Solstheim just feels like a fucking fever dream. At one point, you fight through this like hour-long castle to find a black book, and then I just fast traveled back to Skyrim. Quick little update after I did a little bit of research. That entire thing with Solstheim, it's just a DLC. I didn't have to do that. That was accidental. Turns out those cultists are just the way you initiate the DLC, and I fell for it. Haha, look at me, the fucking idiot. Haha. Once I returned to Skyrim, I fast traveled, and there was just another dragon there. At this point, I had just been hoarding all of the scales and bones you get off of them, because I assumed, like, this is a Bethesda game, I could definitely craft armor or weapons with it. And then I looked it up, and it turns out you have to have smithing level 100. For context, my smithing is at level 18, so I just sold all of it because I'm not doing that. Sure, if I wasn't recording every single minute of my gameplay to make this video, I might spend 8 hours a day maxing out my smithing and my alchemy and my fucking goobly gabbly goo, but I have to edit this video. So, also, this is not an invitation to fucking go to the comments and tell me how many hours your character has, but while you're scrolling there, you should just hit that big red button. Don't even read what it says. Just hit the big red button until it turns gray. Good job. Now hit that bell. No, you know what? I'm a small creator. I know my worth. Don't hit shit after that big red button, you sassy little sexy boy. What the fuck am I saying? Anyway, this kid was annoying me in town, so I quick saved and absolutely demolished him. That doesn't sound right. I hurt that boy. No, I penetrated. One of the old coots up in Monk Castle instructed me to find the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller, which sounds like a fake quest name I would think of in order to make fun of the way they name Skyrim quests. It involves you running through this maze of a goddamn cave that's close to an hour long, avoiding traps and draugrs and spiders and more fucking wizards. And there's like a puzzle that requires the Dragonborn shout of like dashing like Jet and Valorant to make it through these giblets. Make it through these giblets. And then you get to the end of the cave and it's like, oh, by the way, this assassin lady in Riverwood had already made it through the cave and knew they were gonna send you through there, so she left you a note where the horn is supposed to be, and now you have to go meet her in Riverwood. Anyway, plot conveniences aside, Delphine, no, not the bell kind, the Nordic one. Yeah, that one. Gave me an exposition dump that summed up to, hey, I'm part of a assassin dragon order that's been around for thousands of years, and for some reason I actually know where the next dragon's going to be respawned, and I actually know that Alduin's gonna be there too. Delphine and I killed this dragon like very easily. I'm quite confident farmers with their level 1 unenchanted iron pitchforks could probably take one down with a little bit of elbow grease. After that, I fast traveled back to Riverwood and there was there was just another dragon. Delphine finally gave me the horn of Jurgen Goatfucker, or whatever his name was, I don't care at this point. And the Greybeards finally taught me how to say Fusro Da, like every fucking Skyrim meme from 2011 to 2016. Rewinding time a little bit back, I met this guy in Riverwood who was like, hey, a part of the Imperial Army is forming a vampire hunting task force. And my fucking goblin brain was like, yo, vampire hunting task force, that sounds fucking rad. That was a horrible mistake and will have permanent repercussions on not only this video, but my entire 24-hour playthrough as well. Haha, just kidding. The Dawnguard section of the video sucked. It sucked. It added like an extra 8 minutes to this video that's already way too fucking long. I'm editing it right now. Keynotes, you get the dragon scroll, which is needed to beat the game. I got this really good bow, new armor, and I hit level 20, and that's all that happened in Dawnguard. It was edited like shit, it was scripted like shit, I announced it, like I commentated it like shit. It wasn't funny, you didn't miss much, keep watching. Delphine informs me to find more information on the dragon attacks, and she thinks the Thalmor have something to do with it. The Thalmor are these like evil god elf people that live on like an island, not on Tamriel, but like to the coast of Tamriel. Don't worry, it's on the test at the end of the video. You'll get it, you'll be fine. But lore aside, Delphine had me do this cool Splinter Cell ass mission where she had this dude sneak all my weapons and armor into the Thalmor embassy and like go through and like find their dungeon. I found my way into their torture dungeon where they conveniently hide all of their military documents as well. They also killed the guy that helped me sneak all the shit in because I was detected. I don't care, I met him one time. When I returned to Riverwood, there was another dragon. What did these poor people do to deserve this? Delphine told me that there's this old coot that's hidden out somewhere in the world, and he might know the secrets to defeating Alduin. Anyway, the three of us did this fun little trip to this cave that taught us the secret of the original Dragonborn and how they shot dragons out of the sky. I climbed the mountain and talked to Parthenax, who was like, yeah, the only way you could ever learn that shout is from the people themselves, because it's an anti-dragon shout. I'm a dragon, I couldn't learn it. And he was like, yeah, but there's no way you could learn that shout unless you had the Elder Scroll, which would send you back in time to learn the shout. And I was like, well, you're not gonna fucking believe this, buddy, but I do. It's up my ass. Alduin tried attacking us at the top of the mountain. He conveniently attacked right after I learned the shout that lands dragons, so he got fucked and flew away. Parthenax informed me that Dragon's Reach can actually be used to hold a captive dragon, and then sent me off to the Jarl's castle to try to convince him to help us, which is a hilarious fucking scenario. I used the shout Osborne taught me and trapped the fucking dragon in the castle. After that, I talked to the dragon that we caught in the castle, and he was like, yeah, Alduin's a bitch, you beat his ass. And then I got to fucking ride him to Alduin's secret castle, which is sick. And I can tell that going into Alduin's castle is supposed to be some really climactic rising action before the boss fight, but I still have, you know, the god bow and put all of my points into sneak and archery, so killing the dragons was extremely easy, and I two-shot most enemies in the castle. This is far less of a climactic ending than I was expecting. Okay, so, a quick little aside before we get into the end of the video. Sorry if anything looks different. It's cause, I was recording, and I tried to fart, and I shit my pants. So I had to go shower and change and reset up a bunch of stuff, so sorry if anything looks different, but I shit my pants. Anyway, we made it into the dragon portal, where we entered this weird Valhalla ship thing, and we met those 3 old Dragonborn guys that sent Alduin into the future a couple hundred years ago. I don't really care about the timeline anymore, I want to finish the run. So the 3 of us went outside and fought the biggest scourge the world has ever seen. And it was this really climactic, awesome boss fight, which took fucking like 20 minutes and was very close and really was just an amazing epilogue to this entire game, is what I would like to say. Except the fight took 2 minutes and I didn't get hit a single time. That's neat. Didn't get a lot of closure for this run because that was so anticlimactic. Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I was originally planning on having this video be like 9 or 10 minutes, but I just really enjoyed the game, so I had to keep playing, and it turned into what I think may be a 20-pluser on my hands, so we'll see when that comes out. If you made it this far in the video, comment Mr. Poopy Pants, and I will heart the comment and reply to you with a funny inside joke that not everyone else gets because we're cool and we watched the end of the video. Yeah, that's all. Have a good night, guys.